Hey, everybody, it's Eri from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and you can open your eyes now. The top 100 tokens by market cap, they're all in the green. All of them. Yeah, how was that 24-hour ride? Okay, in this video, we're going to really see that the mainstream media is starting to get very educated on Bitcoin, and no more easy questions for them. And you'll hear from Jay Clayton in his own words regarding the new disclosure that the SEC is going to ask companies for. This is something that he was talking about just yesterday. And then also a use case, another example of XRP for attorney John Deaton. And something very curious came from a comment with Uphold. I want to play that for you and get your opinion. And then I have a little bit of a surprise. And in that surprise, I'm going to give you one hint. Okay, first, attorney Jimmy James Filan. He posted the intention to file on the 24th of this week a letter motion to quash a deposition subpoena served by Ripple on a former SEC official. So basically what this is all about is Ripple wants to question under oath, yes, under oath, one of the former SEC officials. We don't know who this former SEC official is. Highly likely it's either Hinman or Clayton. Hinman, in my opinion, has more skeletons in the closet. I did a deep dive back in March. You can find that on my channel or in the Twitter feed of the attorney John Deaton's at Crypto Law US Twitter feed back in March 19th to be exact. And the former official, well, he has deep ties to Canaan, who went public in the US. And this is the same Chinese mining company I spoke about yesterday, where they validate 10% of the hash power of Bitcoin, and they are taking all of their business from China to Kazakhstan. So I personally am hoping it's Hinman, but I could be happy if it was Clayton too. All right, CZ, the CEO of Binance, he owns CoinMarketCap, which, by the way, finally fixed the wrong circulating supply of XRP, according to Leonidas, on May 20th. But he's going to start a very interesting new form of tracking, and that will be countries who adopt Bitcoin as a currency. And when we talk about Bitcoin, it's getting interesting. This is something that played just a few hours ago. This is Andrew Sorkin of Squawk Box on CNBC. Yeah, he's asking hard questions about Bitcoin's energy use. He's not taking any BS line, excuse, or lame answer. No, he is not buying it at all. I want to play this portion for you. It's interesting because, yeah, these guys are finally getting up to par on their knowledge. That's nice to see.
I want to disagree with you wholeheartedly on the facts, which are to say 50% of Bitcoin. I do not believe, and I have seen the numbers that you're referencing. Are clean energy. I do not believe that to be the case. I actually think there's a lot of data to suggest that currently is not the case. I think that is a goal. And by the way, it's also the goal of Elon Musk. If it was true, I believe that he would actually be back using Bitcoins tomorrow. So I just want to put that on the Dogecoin.
So you see secondary that everything that Elon Musk is doing in cryptocurrency is rooted in the facts and is rooted in, his support of Dogecoin is entirely rooted in the facts.
I'm just suggesting to you that if it really was over 50%, which is, by the way, the number that he's already spelled out quite publicly, okay, I think we hear something quite different. So let's just start there. 2, Ethereum requires so much less energy than Bitcoin, it's not even funny. To put all of this in context, we're talking about one Bitcoin transaction is the equivalent of something on the order of about 750,000 Visa transactions. It's the equivalent of 50 some odd or 500 hours, I believe, or 500,000 hours of watching YouTube. The idea that I agree, everything's going to take energy, but some things are more energy efficient than others. There are remarkable things going on in crypto with blockchain, not Bitcoin, but with blockchain that does not require the same kind of energy. And I'm only saying that if you are a BlackRock and you're going to come on our air and you're going to run around screaming at companies around the environment, which might be a good idea or might not be a good idea, and we can debate that. But if that's the position that corporate America and the investment community is taking, Bitcoin, I would argue to you, is not in keeping with that.
Interesting, isn't it? And the answers that he got were really lame. I mean, talking about how you can't move forward with innovation if you don't have high energy usage. I mean, it just clearly has a problem with the way he prepared for getting on the hot seat like that. So I just want to point out again, there is an app currently live that transfers Bitcoin over the XRP ledger, and that is Spend the Bits. I really want them to discover that, because you can see here what is greener than Bitcoin. Boy, it just is so evident here. We have the kilowatts per transaction. Here's that 707. Here is where Ethereum falls. Then you have the Ethereum 2.0, which actually isn't there yet. Then you've got ADA, you have Dogecoin, and you have XRP down here, followed by, and we should say, we need to mention them, HBAR, EOS, and Algo. So very nice, very nice. Okay, Mr. Jay Clayton, he was on a panel yesterday talking about the environmental, social, and governance disclosures that are going to be required by the SEC of companies. This is the ESG. You're going to hear that term a lot going forward. And he talks about how communication needs to be so clear, and he doesn't want a bunch of puffery. You got to hear this. You just got to hear this.
That ensuring that your ESG communications, your disclosure, are consistent with your actual actions is essential. That it's much better to be candid and clear about what you're doing on each one of these things than to provide what I would say is puffery that doesn't really describe the operations of the company.
I think he's talking to himself because we didn't get any clear communication from him. The communication that he gave was light years away from being clear. Yeah, Mr. Clayton, I think you just gave us a bunch of puffery for your entire term. And then John Deaton, you gotta see this. This is Meg Nakamura. She's the co-founder of Apto Payments. And listen to what she says.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Thanks, JP. I'm proud to say that to give ourselves a little bit of an ecosystem plug here, I actually paid for dinner with XRP tonight, right? So to JP's point, it's absolutely what's coming, and we facilitate it. Others will continue to push the envelope in this direction, and hopefully we're part of the story and making the future happen sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. That was really nice. She's in San Francisco, and she's a big volunteer. I was happy to see on her LinkedIn page that she came to Japan after the tsunami. This is the city of Ofunato, and it got hit very, very hard up in the Iwate prefecture. And wow, just to give you some perspective of what you're looking at here, this is a car on its side. So, wow, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe how they have worked so hard too, all of those coastal cities to rebuild. All right, this is an interesting part of the link to conference that took place, and this is the CEO of Uphold. And I don't know, what do you think? It's just it's interesting. I might be reading too much into it. I don't know, but just have a listen, and then I'd love to hear your comment.
In a certain level,
I should preface this with, he's asked about keeping XRP on the website. You know, what led to that? How is that working out? Why did they choose to keep XRP listed? Because, as you know, so many of the exchanges in the United States suspended trading. So here's his answer.
Well, really two reasons. One, we were very early with XRP, and so had developed a fairly large XRP constituency, and so out of some sense of loyalty to our base, as it were. And then secondly, but by happy accident, we had been in what I'm pretty sure must be the world record process of negotiating a CMA with FINRA and the SEC, and in that exercise for 3 years, developed a very close relationship with a lawyer who actually used to be a part of the SEC. And so in consultation with this SEC personnel with whom we had an exceptional degree of trust, it was his view that it was the correct thing to do. In other words, even if an SEC complaint ultimately succeeded against a couple of individuals, to go from there to the declaration that XRP is a security today, is a world of difference and far less likely, because there's really no fundamental argument that would support that. So we took the view, supported by our lawyers, and again took the position that we felt would be the most helpful to our users. So far, I think it has been the correct decision. I guess we won't know now until October, from what I've been told. But we're comfortable with our decision.
So something he's been told about not being really coming to the point of decision, I guess, until October. I don't know. I'd love to hear everyone's comment on that. And then last but not least, in a little bit of news, something I worked on all this morning. I just one of those things. Some days you wake up and you just say, I'm gonna do this. And so have a look at this 10 seconds here. So something is happening June 25th, coming to you from all corners of the world. Yeah, I'm working on something that should be fun, educational, and I hope a little bit of a surprise. And I'll give you one hint. There are 17 people involved so far. That number could change, but as of right now, 17 other people involved. Yeah, I sometimes think I'm crazy for what I take on, but I'm looking forward to this. Jimoto rather, that means local. And yeah, we are jumping to the fluff because this year marks 25 years that Starbucks has branched out abroad. It's the first time they came to Japan. They opened a place in Ginza, and gosh, I can't believe it, 25 years ago. Starbucks is super popular here. But what they have decided to do in celebration of this 25-year anniversary is to create 47 Frappuccinos. And they are all unique, and they go to the 47 different prefectures all around Japan. So the ingredients are so interesting. You have everything from watermelon to kiwi, apples, roasted tea, grapes, pear, peach, melon, grapefruit, so many, 47 in all. And the most interesting, I think, in regards to the ingredients is the one that represents Nagasaki, because Nagasaki had a very small trading base that was very special for the Portuguese at the time of the, in the 16th century. They were one of the few countries that could trade with Japan because it was a closed country at the time. And they brought a sponge cake to Japan. It's called Castella, and the Castella today is still very, very popular. It's like a sponge cake. So they have an actual Frappuccino that is of the sponge cake variety. And then also we have Tokyo's flavor. That is going to be coffee jelly and caramel. Yum. And the strangest one, well, at least strange for me, is Hokkaido, where they're going to have the flavors of corn and milk, corn milk. I don't know, it's crazy that this country loves corn on its pizza. So I don't know, go figure. But being a very much foodie country as it is, yesterday, Pepsi came out with a brand new Nama style. Nama means raw, and it is a raw cola spice that's been added and blended in with a non-heating method to achieve the highest level of exhilaration in Pepsi's history, so they say. Yeah, I did read a review and somebody said it tastes quite different, so I will definitely give it a try. And when you talk about how deep, there's a word for it, otaku. How otaku people go in this country is to levels that are just mind-boggling. This is Kobayashi-san. He is the world's only craftsman of the cola nut I'm talking about. And what he does is that he blends his own drinks and he makes his own magic sauces. His place is really, well, he's got 2 places now, but he started out of this little truck going to farmers markets back in 2018 and established such a fan base that he opened up his first place in Takadanababa, which is a kind of Waseda University is nearby. So it's kind of a student neighborhood. And then recently also he went to Shibuya, and you can find his location in Shibuya right on the Cat Street, which is the popular street that everybody loves to go to and walk down. So I think this is just one of those little notes you have to take when you do make it to Tokyo. Definitely visit his cola nut shop and experience one of his special, unique blended drinks. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.